in a few minutes. 18 News at Noon starts right now.
Now on 18 News.
Elmira City Council meets to discuss new renovations to Ernie Davis Park. And a new child adoption law is signed into law here in New York State. Plus, get ready to swing your partner round and round as we visit a local square dancing class.
Live from your local news leader, this is 18 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, Twin Tiers. I'm Alexis Bellamy in for Tai Wong, and today is Tuesday, September 17th. And Elmira Park may be undergoing some major renovations. City Council met yesterday to discuss the new and improved plans for Ernie Davis Park located on Dickinson Street. The park would become ADA accessible, include a basketball court and a new playground. City Council is waiting on approval for the $13,000 grant.
We did not work on Ernie Davis Park because at that time, when we had that money several years ago, Ernie Davis in the park was not used because there were no residents. Now, with Libertad opening up and people moving in as we speak, that park really needs to be rehabbed. So
approval will take place in the next 30 days. If approved, the park is said to be finished in the fall of 2020. A new state law prohibits court from denying child adoptions to petitioners who are already a legally recognized parent. The bill signed into law by the governor protects parents whose names were not on the birth certificate, same-sex couples, and parents who had a child through surrogacy from being denied an adoption. Under existing law, judges routinely grant adoptions to petitioners who are legally recognized parent or child. However, courts have at times denied a married same-sex couple an adoption. A Cleveland man has been arrested in Elmira after a narcotics investigation. According to New York State Police, Joshua Lynch is under arrest for having 3 grams of cocaine. The drugs were taken during the police investigation. Lynch was processed in Elmira City Court and has been sent to the Chemung County Sheriff's Office where he was waiting for bail. The Steuben County Sheriff's Office arresting Breonna Taylor of Cohocton for promoting prison contraband. She allegedly had dangerous contraband while being held in detention at the Steuben County Jail. She was taken to Steuben County Centralized Arraignment Court and then sent back to the Steuben County Jail. The late New York State Trooper Nicholas Clark has just been awarded a Certificate of Exceptional Valor from Governor Andrew Cuomo. Clark, who was shot and killed in the line of duty on July 2, 2018, was nominated for the New York State Police Officer of the Year award. After recent news on the dangers of e-cigarettes, schools in New York are implementing new rules to keep their students safe. Our sister station in Syracuse spoke to one superintendent on what his district is doing to deter children from vaping.
More and more people are trying to get as much information as possible.
North Syracuse's new superintendent, Dan Bowles, has been around long enough to remember cigarettes in school.
We did have a smoking lounge at my high school right outside, and there was a designated area.
He feels the vaping epidemic facing his district and others is more dangerous.
Students are seeing that it is not harmful at all. And because it's flavored, they think it's no different than some type of kind of candy type thing that they're doing. And we're finding more and more that it is almost twice as bad as what cigarettes and nicotine can do.
That's why over the summer, he and his teachers adjusted their lesson plans for students as young as 5th grade.
It'll start with morning announcements. We have multiple morning announcements that reference the dangers of vaping. In class, in health class, and also in science class, it is also referred to. We've also tried to alter some of the consequences and make it more educational.
Instead of a 3-day suspension, the district now offers students found vaping 3 days of counseling, basically a crash course on the dangers of e-cigarettes.
And be sure to head to mytwintiers.com where we will be live streaming coverage of the House Judiciary Committee holding their first presidential impeachment meeting today. That meeting starts at 1, and again, we will be live streaming that coverage and you don't want to miss it. So be sure to head to our website, mytwintiers.com, and be sure to download the 18 News app available for Android and iPhones. Elizabeth Warren drew one of the largest crowds of her campaign Monday night in New York's Washington Square Park. The Parks Department expected 8,000 to 10,000 people to show up, even though an official attendance number has not been released. Warren touted her new set of anti-corruption proposals, which has been the central theme of her presidential campaign. Downton Abbey may take place in the United Kingdom, but this week fans of the hit TV series headed to New York. Monday night, stars of Downton Abbey gathered in the Big Apple for the film's New York premiere. The cast walked the red carpet at the Lincoln Center. The British series went off the air in 2015 after 6 seasons. Now the movie is set to continue the saga of the Crawley family and their great English estate. The film hits theaters on September 20th. They say life's experiences have a way of molding what and who you become. Well, nothing could be true for Guthrie Dr. Jose Traversio, born with a disability. After 31 years, Dr. Traversio has found a way to use what he learned as a child to help his patients.
Physical therapists, the people who look at me as a person, and that made an impression on me. So as I continue my life and I continue being a patient, when it was time to go to college, I decided to be a physical therapist, and I am convinced that that is what I was supposed to do.
Our 18 News reporter Janae Parrott will have Dr. Traversio's full story tonight on 18 News at 6. It's a potentially life-threatening reaction affecting an estimated 1 in 50 children. Now a huge step in helping those allergic to peanuts. Mindy Gather has more in today's Health Minute.
This is a breakthrough option for patients.
For the first time, a peanut allergy treatment has been given initial approval by the Food and Drug Administration. The drug Palforzia is designed to lessen the severity of allergic reactions in people ages 4 to 17 who are allergic to peanuts.
Peanut allergy is the scariest food allergy because you can die from it.
Dr. Jill Poole, a board-certified allergist at the University of Nebraska Medical Center, says this drug could help those 17 and under who are accidentally exposed to a small amount of peanuts.
The maximum number of peanuts was small, like 1 to 2 peanuts. So this isn't being able to just go ahead and have peanut butter sandwiches or a bag of peanuts. It still has to be well communicated that this isn't curing them of their peanut allergy.
While Poole says this approval is exciting for patients, she says it'll involve a lot of preparation by allergists, something she's already working on. An advisory committee voted in favor for the treatment, but the FDA will make its final approval by January. The agency frequently follows the lead of the advisory committee. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
If approved, this will become the first FDA-approved treatment for the peanut allergy. Still to come on 18 News at noon, will you see a raise next year? One survey says yes. We'll tell you more after the break.
A beautiful fall-like day out there today. We're tracking temperatures in the lower 70s, but fall now just 6 days away. I'm going to time out some warm conditions, though, moving into your first day of fall coming up.
You're watching 18 News at Noon.
Will you see a raise next year? One survey says yes. That tops our look at Consumer News this Tuesday morning. AON, a professional service provider, conducted a survey and found average salaries will increase 3.2% next year. But remember, that's an average, and there's a catch. Variable pay, things like incentive or signing bonuses, is expected to surge to record levels at 13.1% of total payroll, the largest allocation to projected variable pay in the history of the 43-year study. Top performers eligible for bonuses, individual performance awards, special recognition awards, and business incentives will make the most. And you might need that raise if you're looking to buy a home. To see how housing costs vary by location across the country, CNBC Make It identified a qualifying income needed to purchase a home in 11 major cities with a 10 or 20% down payment. In Columbus, Ohio, you'll need to earn $48,000 per year with a 10% down payment. The median home price there, $228,000. The most expensive, San Francisco. You'll need a whopping $221,000 a year with a 10% down payment. The median prices for homes in the city by the Bay, $1.5 million. Oh my goodness.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money, but I wouldn't care about how much money it costs if I had weather like today.
Yes, a beautiful day today. Luckily, we're going to see that for multiple days on end. I'm going to time out an even summer-like end to our week coming up in just a few minutes. Good Tuesday afternoon, Twin Tiers. We're tracking a beautiful day out there right now. Nothing but sunshine across the Twin Tiers, and not even a cloud in sight. Looking over the city of Elmira on our weather camera, blue skies for today, and that's even going to continue for the next few days. So right now outside, around 68 degrees for downtown Elmira. We're seeing winds that are pretty calm as well. So not really ushering in much cooler temperatures. We're going to top off pretty much near average for your day today. We're in the mid to upper 60s right now across most of the Twin Tiers. Wind speeds, again, remaining on the calm side around 0 to 5 miles per hour. These have been out of the north for most of your day today, and dew points back near that 50-degree mark. So we're feeling very comfortable outside. we're going to stay very comfortable as we head into tonight and for the remainder of your work week. So for today, temperature is going to warm a few more degrees. Average high for this time of year right near 73 degrees for downtown Elmira. So high temperature is going to warm close to the lower 70s for your afternoon today, and then cooling off tonight. Now this is a computer model here outputting these numbers. This has us cooling off into lower 50s. I think we're going to be in the lower 40s as we move into tonight. So for today, high pressure is in control. That means we're dry, and look how quiet we are across the north and east. Pretty sunny conditions for most of us. And if we zoom in right now towards the Twin Tiers, again, not much going on at all. We can see nothing on satellite radar, and we're going to be dealing with those mostly sunny skies for the afternoon and then mostly clear conditions into tonight. So that's all because high pressure is in control just to our north. This is going to slowly move its way towards the east, and we're going to track sunny conditions yet again waking up on your Wednesday. Some patchy fog is possible. Otherwise, that's very slow moving yet again. A few more clouds very early Thursday, but we are tracking mostly sunny skies for your afternoon, and that continues into your Thursday and even your Friday. So we're tracking very calm and quiet conditions. Going to feel very fall-like the next few days, and actually we are starting to see some color in those in the foliage out there now. Just starting to see some patchy foliage just towards the north of our area. Just something to keep your mind out if you're leaf peeping, especially towards the end of September. That's when we really start to see the change in those leaf colors. Otherwise, today we had some fog this morning. Now we're dealing with the sunshine and very comfortable conditions. Tonight we are going to cool off pretty decently, actually below average in the lower 40s overnight tonight. Mostly clear. Valley fog going to develop yet again after the midnight hour. That's going to limit some of that visibility as we get towards very early tomorrow morning. But then that gives way to more sunshine Wednesday and into Thursday. We're dry again, and I think our next rain chance really holds off until we get to our first day of fall, which is now 6 days away. But that is all the way on Monday. That's when we're tracking our next chance for rain. So enjoy this around 5 to 6 day stretch of sunshine, and then we do warm back up into the weekend, into the 80s. So beautiful stretch of weather. Definitely great to spend some time outdoors.
I love the way that looks, but that fall,
yes,
just not for fall.
But I'm excited for fall.
Yeah, maybe it's just me.
Not for
I'm a
everyone.
summer baby, but
yes,
I guess pumpkins and Halloween and stuff. So maybe.
True.
But speaking of fall, I don't know if this is a fall activity, but it's similar. Get ready to swing your partner round and round because we're going to visit a local square dancing class. That story is coming up next.
You're watching 18 News at Noon.
Learning a new dance can be tricky for beginners, but thanks to the High Neighborhood Nights hosted by the Relaxed Squares group, all are welcome to come out and learn. Our 18 News reporter Fontaine Glenn has more.
Right hold by, left hold by.
Square dancing has been named the dance of the nation, and here in Elmira, people gather together to dance at St. Charles Church.
Club is probably a little more relaxed than some of the other ones, but we draw a lot of people and we just have a good time, and that's what square dancing is about, is having fun.
There are also health benefits to it as well.
Well, the one thing for sure is there's the health portion, because in square dancing, a regular square dance, 2-hour dance, you walk about 6 miles if you dance every dance.
For this couple, when they aren't in Florida, it allows them time together while having a night of fun.
Just the people are very friendly, very nice, and it's just so much fun to move with the music and get a lot of exercise that I wouldn't get if it weren't for the dancing.
For Heather Clark, square dancing is a way for her to connect with her children and husband.
Because I feel like sometimes we don't, in the society we live in today, we're all on our phones and we're in front of televisions and we don't spend time just connecting. And I love that square dancing is, I touch your hand, so I can feel you, I can spend time with you, and I feel like we're connecting with other people.
Behind me, the group Relaxed Squares comes together every Monday night here at St. Charles Church. People of all ages join and they practice their do-si-do. Reporting from St. Charles Church, I'm Fontaine Glenn, 18 News.
Cameras caught a violent robbery committed in broad daylight in downtown Minneapolis. It's part of a pattern in increased crime in the city that many say should be a wake-up call. CNN's Omar Jimenez has that story.
Daylight robberies, some of them violent. According to the Hennepin County, Minnesota Attorney's Office, one victim jumped on, even run over with a bike in the aftermath of a robbery. Through nearly 9 months in one downtown Minneapolis precinct, there were 240 robberies. That's up nearly 54% from the same time last year. And over the course of 1 week in August alone, 23 robberies. Police say they followed a similar pattern. They finessed the victim, looking for an easy target, someone intoxicated, alone, looking at their cell phone at times. But these incidents, as shocking as the video may be, aren't happening in a vacuum. It's within the context of the police department saying they need more officers. Over the summer, the police chief said it's hard to even keep the slots they've filled.
Because our staffing needs have not been properly addressed over many years, it has resulted in our current MPD resources being strained to capacity, and quite frankly, we're hemorrhaging.
According to the police department, between July 1st, 2018 and June 30th of this year, there were 6,776 times when someone picked up the phone and called 911 for a priority 1 call, which includes robbery, homicide, and rape, and there wasn't an officer available to immediately respond. The department admits recruiting is down. It's part of why the police chief and mayor are working to add 14 more officers to next year's budget.
Through trust, accountability, and professional service, the MPD's daily goal is to provide for the public safety of all of our city.
It's something the city council is currently wrestling with, not all of them receptive. The council president arguing they have to look at more than just policing, tweeting, "MPD is only one way we support public safety," while another councilman, writing in an op-ed for the Star Tribune, "Now is the time for our city to insist that we expect better before we fund more," arguing the system could be more efficient.
There have been some arrests that appear to have helped curb the number of robberies in Minneapolis. The police union says the city will probably lose more officers before it can hire new ones. 18 News at noon will be right back after your live lotto.
September 17th, 2019, being observed by KPMG. I'm Anna Licker. Right now, here's today's number. The first fall up is 1 the next, is 1 in the last, is 1 making a midday number 111. Tonight's Mega Million jackpot is $192 million, and that win for the first fall up is 6 the next, is 8 the next, is 7 in the last, is 0 making the midday win for number 6870. Thank you and have a great day.
You're watching 18 News at Noon.
Welcome back, Twin Tiers. We're working on more stories for you at 18 News at 5, 5:30, and 6. Chocolate milk, the beverage of choice for many young kids, may soon be off limits at New York City schools. We'll tell you why tonight. And on 18 News at 6, an attack on a major global supplier of oil is having a major impact on gas prices here at home. And it's not just pain at the pump. The airline industry is also feeling the pinch. Finally, today at noon, Dylan, tell us a little bit more about weather before I jump into my big, exciting kicker. Actually, no, we're going to do my kicker first.
We're going to do that first? Cool.
Sorry about that. Today at noon, Tuesday marks the anniversary of the U.S. Constitution. So it's a national day.
Wow.
It's not, yesterday was National Guacamole Day. Today is National Constitution Day. 232 years ago in Philadelphia, George Washington presided over 55 delegates as they adopted the document that created the government we have in place today. You remember learning about that in school, don't you?
Yeah, it's
the
crazy
checks
how
and balances.
How long ago that was, but
it was forever ago.
Hey, luckily they're celebrating on a beautiful weather day.
Beautiful outside today.
Yeah, sunshine today, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Can't say that very often. It's going to be a beautiful stretch of weather. So just enjoy that. Our next rain chance next Monday.
Oh, then we can definitely enjoy that. That's so far away. Well, thank you for joining us for 18 News at noon. That does it for us. We'll see you again at 5 o'clock.
Have a great day.